guys? It's the Lucid Rain podcast. We have a guest yet again, but this one is like eons away from me and Chris in the world. So, how about you introduce?
So yeah, I'm from the UK. Everyone probably knows me as the Jesta, but also my real name is Nathan. I live in Cambridge. I'm about 5 hours difference between Chris and you.
Yeah. So, what should I call you? Should I call you Nathan, or should I call you your other name?
My other name will be better.
Okay. What is it?
The Jester. The Jester.
The Jester. Okay.
The Jester.
Okay.
Or Jester, whichever's easier.
Yeah, I'll call you Jester.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
These go on YouTube, and it's the whole playlist. We don't have many subs or views, but some of them have taken off, kind of. Like by taking off, like 500 views maximum, really, which isn't great. But it's not horrible.
That's a pretty good start. To be fair, it's something though. It's better than nothing.
Oh
really.
yeah.
At least you're getting some views on your videos. Hopefully, the more episodes you do, the more views you should get. Hopefully.
Yeah, we've been getting more recently. I don't know what the reason for that is. Maybe we're just getting better, but yeah, it's been going pretty well now. I'd say.
Maybe it's a lockdown. Everyone's just bored and watching random YouTube videos.
That's true. Yeah.
Like it probably comes on their recommendations and it's like, oh, what's this? I'll watch this.
Yeah, just click on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we clickbait a little bit, for sure.
Yeah,
but I mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah, that's true, mate. It's good. It's a good way to get people to watch your video.
Yeah. So we like to do like, me and Chris like pretty much anything mysterious, kind of spooky. We do stuff like that a lot of the time. Like, like 2 episodes ago, we did like some creepy ice cream truck that was outside of Chris's house at like 8 p.m. So we did that not too long ago, and that was pretty.
Why was an ice cream truck out there so late?
Dude, I have no clue. It was creepy. I mean, obviously I wasn't there.
Yeah,
but
was it some kind of FBI kind of thing or something like that? Undercover.
Yeah, it's really odd. I don't know what that was
strange.
But we don't do.
There?
Yeah. And playing the music and everything.
That's really
you can listen to the video and learn about the whole story. We went pretty in depth with it.
Yeah, I definitely have to check that video out, man.
Yeah, I can send it to the chat. But yeah, we don't only talk about like spooky stuff. Like we've talked about something really stupid, like memes, like stuff like that.
That. Memes
we've talked about coronavirus like 70 times. Actually, it wasn't that many times. It was more like 2 or 3 times.
Well, it's a big topic at the moment, so I can see.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, I mean, you could argue that would get us some traction talking about that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true, because a lot of people all over the world at the moment, everyone's talking about it, so.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube itself, it has a whole section dedicated to news about it. Like, whether you're signed in or not, like, you go on YouTube and it's just like COVID-19 news, like, right at the homepage. So, obviously someone's watching that stuff.
It must be, because I guess they want to know what's going on with the whole lockdown and how's it affecting people, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess they want to know like whether it's getting better, whether it's getting worse, you know.
Well, the UK is the worst, has the worst death toll in the whole of Europe at the moment. We have like 36,000 dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Italy was the worst, and obviously we've overtaken Italy and Spain. They had like 33,000, and we're currently the worst at the moment with 36,000.
Wow, that's crazy. I did hear about Italy being really bad. I didn't know it was that bad over there, though. That's crazy.
They're saying a lot of the deaths were caused mainly to do with like in care homes and hospitals. Seem to be where the most of the peak of the deaths come. A lot in care homes is a big factor apparently. Like it's spreading through care homes, stuff like that.
That's interesting. Yeah, here it's like it's not even close to how. I mean, I don't know.
Not bad, really.
Yeah, it's
New
not
York
actually,
was the only spot that was hit bad. Here,
Yeah,
I think there's been probably hundreds of cases, maybe.
Yeah.
And I live in a major metropolitan area. So does he, so.
I guess because New York has a bigger population density than most states, am I right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, New York has probably 80% of New York State's population.
That's crazy.
It's a massive city. And it's, basically a hub where immigrants go, so you have people of all different, ethnicities, backgrounds, countries, all meeting in the same spot,
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's bound to spread if they all come over from all over the world to like try and immigrate to like New York, so they're bound to carry the virus with them.
So you said you live in Cambridge, around that area?
Yeah, that's what I do.
All right, so you got that's a fairly big city, isn't it?
Yeah, I say it's quite big. It's not as big as obviously London is probably one of the biggest cities. I think London was probably the worst hit city in the UK in terms of like deaths and stuff.
Okay, so sorry, as far as like talking, kind of like New York. New York is sectioned. You got places like called Little Italy, where it's majority Italian, people live. You have like Chinatown, which is obviously a lot of Chinese people.
Yeah, makes sense.
And do you guys have like kind of boroughs like that where it's, whole neighborhoods, sectioned into people of one ethnicity or?
Yeah, I think it's more. I'd say that's more like common in London. You'd see like probably big Asian or big black communities in like London, like congregated together.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering. Yeah, New York and London are probably pretty comparable to size.
Yeah, I'd say so. They're quite similar, like in terms of like population density and sort of people that live there.
So, is there anything over there that like we would have little to no clue about, like any customs or anything like that? I'm curious.
I guess trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything. Yeah, it could be food. It could be like whatever.
Yeah, I'd say food is a lot different over here compared to food over in the US, I'd say.
All right, what? Yeah, 5 days in the week. What are you gonna eat for dinner most days?
Probably like sausages and mash, fish and chips. We like a lot of Indian food, like curry is quite big in the UK.
Okay. What? Me and Chris are actually just literally talking about how. Actually, no, never mind. We were talking about chili was big in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
So never mind. Yeah, apparently it's like really big over there. It's like the best place to get it from or something. So
chili is quite good, to be fair. That's quite nice.
I don't know. Like I don't know how much I like chili. I've had it like once.
Did you have it quite spicy or quite mild?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So here it's about cheesesteaks, which is like, I feel like that's random, but
that is quite random.
Yeah, I think that's really random. Like cheesesteaks, like that's such a specific thing to be like known for. But yeah, that's what it's all about here. Like it's about cheesesteaks, and apparently they're really good. But
have you tried?
It's kind of weird because I don't really like them.
Well, how comes?
Cheesesteaks are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they're good. I'm just not like crazy about them. Like I wouldn't eat them over like over pretty much anything else, to be honest. Like
I know what you mean.
But yeah, like I don't know if you ever come to Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, eat a cheesesteak, I guess. Try it.
Yeah, I'd love to try it. Sounds good.
Have you been overseas before to the U.S.?
I haven't. As far as I've been, is like I've been to Spain, France, and Holland, mostly within Europe. I would love to visit the US one day. That'd be great.
That would be cool.
Any states you recommend to visit?
It depends. What are you looking for? Yeah.
Are you looking for stuff to do, or like just a different experience?
I'd say a different experience would be good.
Well, you got places like Washington where it's probably comparable to your weather, where it's kind of overcast most of the time.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like here most of the time.
I like that.
But
I like places like that.
It's a lot of like forested area, like a bunch of temperate forests. Then you go down into Oregon, and it gets a little warmer. It's a lot of temperate forest and mountains and.
Sounds amazing.
Then you go down into Cali, and I don't know. I wouldn't visit Cali if I were you.
Isn't that where Tony's from?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Unless you go somewhere like, maybe San Fran. Yeah. San Fran's pretty nice from what I've heard. I haven't been out west. So, I mean, as far as, the United States, geographically, it is probably about the size of Spain, France, Ireland, Scotland, all of that together, I would assume.
I guess a lot of the states are quite vastly different in terms of like weather and like how geographical they are, like layout and that kind of thing.
Well, California,
yeah, I think
it's like hot, like really, really hot.
Yeah.
So that's probably pretty different from what you're used to.
Yeah, definitely. Unless it's like summer. Sometimes we get really warm summers and then it's a lot of rain and sun and rain kind of thing. Not as hot as California though.
Yeah. Well, we have, I guess you could say, 3 separate ecosystems. And if you want to go by are we talking about just the U.S. or North America in general?
Just North America in general.
I mean, the Caribbean is considered North America, all of Mexico. Yeah. So you have tropical jungles in North America. Island paradises.
Yeah. Sounds.
Florida.
Florida.
I'm sure you've seen the Florida meme, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that loads of times. I got it.
Yeah, here it's like Chris might be the same way where Chris is. I don't know because he's so close to me, but it's like super up and down. Like it's like a roller coaster with the weather. Like it's like it could literally be freezing, and the next day it'll be like 80s. Like it's really weird.
It's 87 here right now.
Like it fluctuates so rapidly. It's strange.
It can't make its mind up what one day it's gonna be cold, one day it's gonna be hot. It can't decide.
Yeah, it rained pretty heavily yesterday. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Rain. Same here.
That's weird because the past couple of days has been quite like windy and then sunny and then windy. Really, not much. Nothing really drastic over here.
So I got a question to segue kind of to what we were talking about. Yeah. Now, as far as like, United States is pretty big, so traveling, most people don't go to all the states. Is it kind of normal to be traveling? I guess you're on an island technically, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're an island, so you can drive or get the train to most places in the UK. It's quite accessible.
So you can move pretty freely between most of the countries in Europe.
Yeah, easily. But obviously we've got the channel which runs under like between UK and France. The underground tunnel. So you can drive on that, and then drive to France, and then drive around pretty much most of Europe. So
is it pretty common for you to go country to country and just in daily life type of deal? Because like I go to about 3 different states, in general.
Not in general, no.
Which is pretty common.
I think most people tend to go like to other countries, like on holiday and that kind of thing. I think day-to-day life, it's more like you go from like city to city, more or less, not state to state or country to country.
Yeah. So, what's your primary method of travel? Like, is it like a lot of people riding bikes and stuff, like in Asia, or?
Yeah, in Cambridge and London, it's quite common. You see a lot of people on bikes and stuff, like cycling. That's quite a big thing over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here it's not really. Pretty much everyone just drives. Like, that's
It's a big thing, isn't it?
That's like 90% of people. But in some places, it's like driving is in the minority of what people do. Yeah.
So how do they get around? Do they rely on like public transport?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah, LA is a big one where people, ride bikes or walk and don't drive.
Oh, that's quite strange. Oh.
Yeah, like in China, which I've been to, most people ride bikes or they ride these things called tuk-tuks, which are like basically motorized mini cars. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. They're like bikes but with a roof over them, so it's not a car. Like, it is a bike.
Yeah, I think I've seen I think I've seen them before. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You wouldn't know if I sent a picture. But a lot of people ride those or a bike. And like, I'd say maybe like 30% of people actually drive because they don't want to drive because it's, you know how the population is over there. Like, it's just crazy. Like, the traffic is like outrageous.
Insane, yeah, I can imagine. It's probably quicker to like.
They don't exactly have the same driving laws as we do either, so they frankly just don't drive that well.
Yeah,
there's nothing to tell them to drive better, so like,
I guess in the UK we have quite strict driving laws over here, so I'd say it's quite safe over here, even though we drive on the left where you guys drive on the right, don't you?
Yeah. So that probably has to be a weird thing for Americans abroad or Europeans in America, I would assume.
I can imagine
that's pretty weird.
I imagine if I came to the US, I guess it'd be quite strange for me to drive on the right because I'm used to driving on the left. And I think you guys don't have much of those roundabouts, isn't that right?
Sorry, what was that?
Roundabouts. You guys don't have much of them, do you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. Like, around here, I can think maybe like 7 of them. So I don't know I don't know how many is an average like area around there.
Probably like 50 maybe.
Okay, yeah, so a lot more.
A lot more.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. We really don't have those that much.
In my way to work, I'd probably come across like 3 or 4 roundabouts on my way to work.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So, is that a German thing? Because I know Germany kind of was a big push on the roadways, and then I know a lot of German influence came over here and making the roads what they are. So.
Yeah, that's true. Although your road's a lot wider than compared to the UK, what I've heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you guys usually only have 1 lane of traffic?
Usually, most of the time, unless it's like a motorway, which is 3 lanes, or it's a dual carriageway, it's 2 lanes. Most of the time, single lane roads.
Yeah, we have a lot of most like residential streets are 2 lanes. Depending on what street it is. I mean, if you're in like off a couple back roads, obviously it's going to be just 1 way, but
single lane. Yeah, most residential areas around here just single lane roads. It's quite interesting. You guys have got 2 lanes for like a residential area.
Yeah. Do you guys have a lot of 1-way streets?
Yeah, we do. Quite common over here.
Yeah, we have a lot of 1-way streets where I'm at, like in the suburb where I'm at. We have a lot of those too. So.
Fair enough.
So like how you said, you have strict driving laws. we actually have, I think, really strict driving laws. I don't know if they're the same, but like, during a test, for example, you have, at least here, it's 2 strikes and you fail, which is odd because everything else is 3 strikes.
Really?
Like everything, I think everywhere else is 3, like to my knowledge, but here it's 2 for some reason.
So what could you get a strike for on your test usually?
Probably for parallel parking, cut the cone.
Yeah. Well, no, if you fail, parallel parking is actually separate. If you fail that at all, you fail completely. So that's separate. And and then they take you on a drive, just a normal drive through this one place, and if you do 2 strikes on that, then you fail. So if you like, just
don't put your turn signal on.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention when switching lanes.
Run a stop sign, like stuff like that, like.
Yeah. Or not follow the speed limit.
Yeah. Same here, but usually you fail. Usually 1 strike if you're speeding or you weren't paying attention to what lanes you're going. You fail straight away usually over here.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I imagine if it's bad enough, then yeah.
What's the speed limit around there usually? I'm sure it fluctuates a lot, but you guys go. You do kilometers, right?
Miles per hour, actually.
Oh, you do miles per hour?
Yeah, Europe. I think Europe does kilometers, but it's, the UK does miles per hour. Depending on what sort of road, like residential area is usually about 30, 40 miles an hour. Most like motorways is like 70, and most like country roads is like 60.
Yeah,
okay, that's probably pretty close to here.
Yeah, it is.
That's all right then.
You have any questions about stuff about the US or anything?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean they sound like relatively different places. Not like Asia to US or anything, but they sound different enough to be worth visiting, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it'd be different for me if I was to come to the US, because a lot of things are a lot different over here compared to the UK.
Yeah. So, what is the UK? Is that Britain, Ireland, and Scotland all together? Is that what that is?
Yeah, UK was Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales and England into one.
Okay.
Because the Republic of Ireland isn't actually a part of the United Kingdom.
Okay, so do you travel throughout like Ireland, Wales, Scotland? Do you see those places quite often?
No, I would like to go to Wales and Scotland or Ireland one day.
Obviously, so you haven't been to any of them?
Not yet, but I would like to.
Okay. Well, I guess that kind of be comparable to like Hawaii or Alaska or something like that, I would guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Understandable. Is there a lot of
staying over there? If you were to go there, like how long would you want to ideally be there for?
Well, here in the UK or the US?
The UK, like those other places in the UK.
I'd say like you gotta say a week or 2 would be good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, not too long.
So, what is Brexit? Because I see that on, I see that everywhere. I think you explained it before to me, but I did not retain any of that information. So.
Well, breakfast in the UK?
Yeah.
We usually have something called like a fry-up, which is like bacon, sausages, baked beans.
No, I said Brexit.
Breakfast?
Brexit.
Oh, Brexit. Sorry, yeah, Brexit is... oh, I thought it was breakfast. Yeah, Brexit is... Brexit is basically the United Kingdom is exercising the right to leave the European Union. So Brexit is the legal process they have to go through to fundamentally leave the EU, which it has passed now. So obviously we've got like a transition period from when we leave the EU and agree like trade deals and stuff like that.
Okay, I knew it was something that had to do, with politics, but
it is politics.
I didn't know. I couldn't find a clear answer for it. So,
fair enough. It's basically just like a legal term or legal document that lets the UK basically leave the EU, basically.
Now, obviously, you don't speak for your country and whatnot, but
yeah,
why'd they want to leave the European Union?
I think they wanted more independence on like what the country could do, like with laws and trade and stuff. I think that was it was all voted whether we were going to stay or leave the EU.
Okay, so when you say UK, obviously you said Northern Ireland isn't part of that. Is that
No, it's Republic of Ireland.
That's because there was a basically like a uprising, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Or it was a coup d'etat.
That's it, between Ireland and Republic of Ireland. So yeah,
pretty interesting. When did that happen? I mean, that was what, 30, 40 years ago or so, or is it longer than that?
Yeah, I think it's about 34 years ago. I can remember from the top of my head. Yeah. So yeah, it used to be one.
So you weren't alive for it then?
No, it was before my time. So I think before then there used to be one country. Obviously, it's now separated between Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland.
That's pretty interesting.
I think
we don't really have anything like that.
I think it was partly to do with something to do with like the Protestants and Catholics. There was like obviously like massive disagreement, a lot of uprising between them two that caused it.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, what do you think about all the British, the U.S. British memes? There's a lot of Tea Party like memes that I've been seeing as far as quarantine is one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a bit. I feel exaggerate that us British like have tea parties and drink tea and all that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some people literally think like you guys just only drink tea, like you don't drink anything else. Like,
we drink other stuff, but I think it's quite common that a lot of British people like tea. I think it's over exaggerated.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean,
you know how everyone's always does British accent, talking biscuits and crumpets.
Oh, biscuits and crumpets. No, everyone talks like that. It's like, I guess we have different accents. Like, I'm guessing if you go in America, you have different accents between states and stuff. It's like here, like different cities have different accents as well. We don't all talk the same.
Yeah, it's all about that tea.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, what do people generally think of Americans? I
think
if you had to generalize,
I think a lot of British people think Americans are quite loud and enthusiastic and sort of in your face in a way. Quite overly friendly, I guess, as well. They reckon a lot of Americans are really friendly, enthusiastic, loud people.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate, to be honest. Like
that's the general stereotype that British people have of Americans.
Yeah. Is your experience kind of led you to that belief from people that you've talked to and interacted with?
Some people and some people will not so much. Like you guys don't come across that to me. You seem like quite chilled guys compared to most of the Americans I've met.
And yeah, there's definitely a lot of us that are just really loud and vocal, and like when they have a problem, they'll make sure like
yeah, definitely.
Well, we have a sort of cancel culture going on in America. So you guys kind of having that same problem over there?
What kind of culture? Sorry.
Cancel.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he might not know what that is. I mean.
Okay, so for an example, you know who Doja Cat is, right? Tony was one to talk about this. But you probably heard her. She's an American female rapper, and she made the song where she was dressed as a cow and said "moo."
Oh yes, I've heard that song. Yeah, Yeah, I've heard that song. Yeah, I know who you mean now.
She was in a chat room, basically making racist jokes or laughing at racist jokes, and it leaked, and then Twitter went on a rampage, and the hashtag Canceldogia was trending, and basically everyone just jumped on the bandwagon to
they
basically try and blacklist somebody because they did something they don't agree with. It really happens a lot. I can think of maybe 4 people the past like 2 months that it's happened to. So not so much a thing that happens over there with social media and culture in general.
It can do. Depends. Like our current Prime Minister, like how he was dealing with the whole lockdown. A lot of people not happy how a lot of things he said and a lot of things he's been doing. So there's been a lot of things on social media about Boris Johnson.
Okay. Yeah, like it'll be like the smallest thing. Like, yeah, there's some things that people deserve to be canceled over, of course, but most, like, literally like 90% of the time it's not worth it, because it'll be like a tweet from like literally like 5 years ago that they'll be like, oh, look at that was a bad tweet, so let's end his career. Okay, it's really stupid.
It is quite stupid. Like
really
5 years ago, that's like ages ago. Like, why does anyone care?
Yeah, like, why does it matter?
It kind of fits in with your guys' stereotype of Americans: easily offended, quick to anger, and when they get angry, they don't stop until they see fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that with the whole protest and stuff with the lockdown. I saw a lot about that. A lot of people weren't happy about being in lockdown, saying lift lockdown, all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small percentage of Americans, but obviously that's the things that get pushed to the forefront. And unfortunately, that's what people, in Europe and different countries are going to see first. So it pretty much immediately paints a negative picture of Americans.
Yeah, definitely. And, I'm sure not all Americans are like that, but that's just how the media portrays.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of how,
some of it is warranted and some of it is not. Like here, everyone thinks they can, no one bosses me around. I do whatever I want. So when this whole lockdown thing happens, they're just like, oh, you think you can keep me in my house, huh? It's like, it's not a challenge. Like, they're trying to keep you from dying. Like, it's not
exactly.
No one's challenging your ego, dude. Like,
I guess most people don't see it. I guess some people don't see it like that, really, do they?
Yeah, apparently not.
I guess some people fail to see the big picture, really.
Also, we have a lot of people that are kind of... It's kind of weird how politics are run here. Because you have a lot of people that are anti-government, but love the country and love the government. So it's like a lot of beliefs that people are really passionate about are almost completely contradictory to each other. So it's like people make their own arguments, and politics is a big problem here. And both, there's a lot of political parties, but there's really only 2 political parties that, matter. And both of the main points of both political parties are pretty much the same thing. And then they all just argue about, insignificant shit that is, pretty much, it doesn't make any sense. So it's pretty much a bleak existence trying to think about government and the government actually doing its job around here, because it's been really a shit show since the beginning. Yeah,
I know what you mean. It sounds pretty much like it's over here. Like, you've got 2 main parties, but they're the same, really. They're just arguing about the same sort of stuff, really.
Yeah, I mean, don't even get me started on the president. Like, everyone here, they hate the president. Other people that aren't even from here hate the president. It's just a, like, super, like, when you mention, like, presidency, immediately people are like, well, obviously not everyone, but people are like, oh man, why do you even mention him? He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, why do you care so much? Because it's not like you can change, obviously you can vote, right? But
that's what you
really can't. That's it, though. You can't change anything else. Like,
well, if you ask, not even the average American, if you ask probably 3/4 of the country, anything about foreign policy, really anything that has to do with politics at all, and they're going to have no clue what you're talking about. And it's kind of just funny how nobody's educated on anything, and they still want to talk about it. I don't know. I'm sure that happens there a lot too. But it
definitely does.
We have an amount that's almost ridiculous of people that want to speak their opinion and speak on things, and then have absolutely no knowledge or no rationale to back it up.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pretty sure that's just a human condition type of thing.
Oh,
so I'm sure that happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Everywhere.
That's just a people thing.
Yeah, it happens anywhere in the world, really, doesn't it?
But also, oh shit. So you can't really think of anything that wondering about how it goes over here. You said.
I guess it'd be better if I actually visit America and I get a better idea how things are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know, just from looking at British media that makes its way over here. I don't know how much American media you're kind of consuming on a daily basis. I don't know, is that something that you see a lot of American movies and television programs and obviously music and whatnot?
Yeah, there's a lot of big TV series big in the US usually come over here.
See, that's kind of odd because we don't see many British ones or anything that comes from over there. We don't see much of that, honestly.
Yeah. I think anything
most of the
Doctor Who's anything you guys probably see over there.
Yeah, most of the the British media, paints British people pretty bad that we see, because when I think London, I think Adam Deacon. Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who that is or not.
Sounds familiar.
I don't know who that is either.
Or when I think Cambridge, I just my head instantly pops to Ali G.
Ali G's more like
Manchester. Where's that at?
it's in Manchester. Well, IG's actually based in southwest London, to be fair.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Manchester's more up north. That's more like you'd think of places. When I think of Manchester, I think of teams like Man United, Man City, two big football clubs. That's what usually springs to my mind. Or Oasis.
So you don't have a bunch of people driving around in Honda Fits with do-rags on their hair and saying West Side is the best.
No, not usually.
All right, well, see, look, that's all that I knew about the UK. So I was wrong off the start. I'd have been in for a culture shock.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
Try to think, there's not too much British media that really comes over here. I mean, we were talking about comedians the other day. I mean, I can only think of maybe 6 British comedians off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Well, UK comedians, I guess, like Eddie Izzard, Stephen Merchant. I guess I can only think 2 off the top of my head, not even 6.
What about Ricky Gervais?
Yeah, but that one's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's true.
And so about 3. I can think of 3 British comedians. And I can think about probably 15 from New York. Yeah, I would have never thought of him. He does the carpool karaoke, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of him, but
fair enough.
Can you think any? Is there any Americans that you could, that are in the entertainment industry that you could just instantly name?
What do you mean, actors or comedians?
Yeah, actors, comedians, musicians.
Well, some of my favourite American comedians is like Bill Hicks and George Carlin.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. Older guys.
Yeah,
I guess all the ones I named were older too.
Yeah, that's true.
The only like British content that. Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, you're cool. You're cool. You're cool. You can.
I was saying the only like British content that like I've like consumed was like YouTubers because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's true. There is.
Like you know, like KSI.
Yeah, like KSI.
Yeah, like him. Like he's huge.
He is.
And so I mean, maybe that's the only reason. Like, actually, no, that's not the only reason. There's a lot of British YouTubers I've come across, so it's not just because he's huge.
Well, KSI is probably one of the biggest British.
Oh yeah, he's
out there.
Yeah, he might be the biggest. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely, I'd say he is.
So, as far as sports and whatnot, you guys kind of just have soccer, and that overtakes everything.
Yeah.
Or do you guys still, you know, kind of have like basketball leagues in most schools, and you know?
No, I say like.
I guess you have cricket instead of baseball.
Yeah,
so
yeah, cricket and rugby as well. It's quite popular.
So, what is the difference between? Well, if you can give me the short version, like what's the difference between cricket and baseball? Because besides the bat being different, because I don't really know the difference.
I guess the difference between cricket is that you have obviously a batsman and a bowler, and obviously it's more like you run back and forth between the wicket and the post, whereas obviously in baseball you try to hit the ball far away from to obviously get like a home run or to first base, second base, whereas cricket, the idea is to try and run back and forth or out before they get the ball. As soon as they hit the ball, it hits the post, and obviously you're out.
Okay.
Now, I think it's kind of funny that you kind of understand baseball because it's a pretty easy concept, but a lot of people over here could not, you know, grasp cricket and the concept of it. And
yeah, it's quite different.
Yeah,
cricket's a bit harder to follow because it's a bit more different compared to baseball.
Now, you're interested in American football a little bit, right?
Yeah,
we kind of talked about it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
How popular is that over there as far as, you know, watching games and people like, you know, general interest?
I think ever since they've been doing the games at Wembley, I think American football has become really popular over here.
Really?
Are there some places where people actually play it, or not really?
Not really. I think most people tend to watch it. You know, watch it on TV, or they even have their own like NFL, like British people doing reviews of the NFL games and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's not too surprising because the Super Bowl is like huge, so yeah, I guess it's not too surprising.
Yeah,
did you watch the Super Bowl last year?
I watched bits of it.
I mean, I guess that'd be pretty late for you. Or I guess it'd be really early.
Yeah, it was really early, so I think I watched the highlights. Yeah.
I think my city's team actually won the Super Bowl last time. I'm not like that familiar with football, but I think they won last.
Kansas City won.
Yeah, that was it. Kansas City.
Oh, really? So maybe it was the time before.
2 times ago, maybe. You're an Eagles fan, are you?
Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan.
The Eagles, I don't know. I just know the Eagles won at some point, like in recent years. I don't know.
Yeah, he did. I think it was 2018.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Tom Brady won last year.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, not everyone, but a lot of people here think they were trash up until that point. Now everyone's on their side because they won, but before that, everyone before that was like, they suck, and then they win. It's like, yeah, I love the Eagles. It's like, yeah, okay.
So like bandwagon fans, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, as far as like music goes, and just a lot of music is cadence and the way people talk. I know sometimes for me it's kind of hard to get past the accent for certain UK artists where like I don't find it enjoyable. Do you have that same problem with US based artists?
No, not usually. I'd say I'm pretty open-minded to most US artists.
So understanding what they're saying, kind of we have different nuances in our speech and whatnot.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Kind of how it took me saying Brexit like 6 times before it didn't sound like breakfast.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So that's not really something that you notice.
I guess I noticed it more like compared to what Tony writes and the way I rap as well, because we pronounce things a lot differently. If you noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he kind of has a Southern Cali type of way of speaking. You could probably tell a big difference between how we we speak and him. I guess.
Yeah, I can definitely.
I don't really know how he talks.
I don't know.
Off the top of my head, so.
I don't think I've actually heard him talk. To be fair, I don't think.
Okay, and I'm sure the way that he raps is pretty similar to how he speaks.
Yeah.
And he kind of has like I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a linguist. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to one of his songs, and I mean, I couldn't really tell like him speaking any differently, to be honest. But I mean, that was from one song, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
He didn't sound bad though.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, how long have you known Tony?
How long have I known Tony?
Yeah.
About 8 years, I think.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
How did you come across him, if you don't mind me asking?
He messaged me on a site called Reverb Nation. Asked to do like a collaboration, and then we went from there, really.
Okay, because back when I was in high school, Tony was maybe 10 years old, and I owned a record label with someone else, and we signed Tony. And I guess not long after that, he must have contacted you, I guess.
Yeah, I think it must have been.
Damn, so you guys have known
did
him
he ever,
for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so did he ever say anything about that label, or?
I think he might have mentioned it before.
Okay. So it must have been around that time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you've known him for a pretty long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. We've done a lot of music together over the years.
Yeah, and so he was pretty young when you first contacted you. That's kind of weird how he's been doing it for so long and he's still just a little guy.
Yeah, I'd say his sound has evolved a lot over the years I've known him.
Oh yeah. I remember hearing his first demo. It was like, I'm Antonio from San Diego, where we don't play, yo.
Oh my god. I mean, no offense to him,
but
he's watching
this. To be very fair, he had to have been 9-10 years old when he did that. So
yeah, that's understandable.
I mean, it's really not fair to critique a kid. Yeah, I was pretty bad back then myself. I'm still pretty bad nowadays.
We'll come from somewhere, so it's all about working on your craft, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially with something like that, you find out what works for you, what you like the best, and as time goes, you kind of can fall into a sound. And if you don't want to do that, you just keep throwing shit at the wall.
Into some sticks.
Now, had you been making music before you met him, or
yes,
you had just started, or you were already doing it for a while?
I said I was doing it for a while before I met Tony, and then he kind of spoke. I was doing music with me and my ex-partner, was doing horrorcore stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I like that kind of shit.
Yeah, and obviously Tony wanted to collaborate, and we did a few tracks together. And then since then, me and him been working together, like on different projects together. Like, I've been producing for him, he's been producing for me.
Yeah, so that's a pretty organic way to grow a business relationship and a friendship. Really, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't really even think about it for that long. I didn't even realise it's been that long, but it has been. I guess it's gone really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bring up existential crisis, type of subject matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, so is there a kind of prevailing sound? A lot of people make like grime. Is that what you would say probably the most UK hip hop is?
Yeah,
biggest subgenre. Or?
Yeah, I say grime is probably one of the biggest subgenres of hip hop in the UK.
And then you guys, you don't really have kind of JS and like smooth R&B and shit like that too much, do you?
No, not really, no.
What about like metal and rock? Like, how is that over there? Do you have that kind of?
Yeah, but we have some quite big rock and metal bands over here.
Okay.
Well, I could probably name 6 of the biggest musical acts of all time came out of England.
Yeah.
You got the Rolling Stones, Queen,
The Who.
The Who.
The Beatles.
Yeah, the Beatles. The Animals are from there, right?
Yeah, that's it. Oasis.
Bono. So I guess that's U2.
U2.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
A lot of pretty big bands.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. I will leave, I'll leave your links in the description and stuff. People can check you out and stuff like that. Actually, I haven't listened to your. What are you? You're like a producer or something, right?
Yeah, producer and a rapper.
Yeah, I haven't listened to your stuff at all, actually. So I'll probably give your stuff a listen.
Oh, that sounds great. Thanks, man.
You can send me a link or whatever. I'll put it in the description. I'll listen to it myself. Everyone else can listen to it too. So.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming
on, man. Hope you enjoyed it a little bit.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
if you ever want to come on again, we have numerous questions. If you ever think anything you want to ask us, you can ask away. I'm sure, we live in very different places, so the questions really probably are endless if we really wanted to, get into it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so I'll let you know when this gets uploaded, or Chris will let you know. One of us will let you know.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
So yeah, you can just listen back to it if you want, Yeah,
I will do.
Alright,
yeah, it was nice talking to you, man.
It was nice talking to you guys.